Why do you have anxiety despite trying all of the methods? I actually can't wait to get into this with you. And it begs for the question, is healing in the way that we know it negatively impacting our growth? So by the end of today's video, you're going to know exactly why you feel this way, what you can do about it, and who you truly are and why this is happening to you. So if you're using an antihistamine for a migraine, it's not going to work. It's not to say that the antihistamine doesn't work. Of course it does. It just means that you're not using it correctly. You're using it for a goddamn migraine. And it's not that healing and regulation work doesn't work for anxiety. I'm just saying that regulation work is for exactly that, regulating. And healing is exactly that. It's for transmuting and embodying and understanding all of that. Hi, welcome back to I Am Sunday. This is a channel where you can get to know yourself a little bit better so that you can start to create what you came here to create. And if you don't know me, my name is Monique. I am your host. My personal view is healing is a loop. It's a trap if you're not being guided and healed by somebody that wants to free you. Healed and guided by a sovereign soul. So I went investigating, and in fact, this dimension is a trap, and this is exactly what is happening to you, is you are in this perfectionism of becoming so healed and so perfect that then you can go and create what you need to create. It doesn't work like that. And I'm talking to the people that have done so much healing in their life and self-help work, and you still feel anxious. Why? You're super intelligent, you're intuitive, you can read people really easily, like when you're in a room. So what's going on? Like, you know your own triggers and traumas, but this is something different. This is something that you can't get a handle on. Like, what the hell is going on? This is why my higher self wanted me to record this for you, is because she was like, you figured this out. You need to tell them. People are stuck in this loop and they keep teaching the same thing and the same thing and over the same, and it just goes on and on and on because the regurgitation just keeps happening before someone steps in like me and says, wait a second, this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. You've healed this, you've done this. Now, if you look at it, the nervous system, calming method, I mean, that should have been able to help you with your anxiety, right? You look at the healing, if it worked, you should have not been triggered. So what is going on? Why are we still in this fight or flight, feeling and not being able to sleep at night and still getting triggered by things that you've already dealt to? Now, the old method is going to tell you that you haven't healed correctly. Well, again, to my point, if you are being guided and led by somebody that is sovereign, then you will know if there's another avenue or inlet in there that you need to look at. And if that is you, then I want you to still keep on your journey, keep going. And if you need help rewiring the pattern or rewiring the belief or the program, I do have something for you. It's called Unlock You. I'll leave the link below. But if you were here for the real message, then why are you feeling anxiety despite doing all of the work? Because there is information beyond what is going on. You are having an illusory experience, and you know that deep in your heart. So when you feel into this anxiousness, why? It is very important in that moment when you ask why that you don't go back in and self-blame and get into the perfectionism and get into that loop, okay? But here is where the line is drawn. If you are then doing your regulation work and your healing work and it's working and your anxiousness is coming down, then that is working for you. Stay in that. So if what you're doing is working for your anxiousness, amazing, but you're here. So I guess it's not working, and I'm here to tell you why. So beyond the illusion, there is a lot more going on than meets the eye, as you know, and there is this false light. So you are tuning in or feeling into something that is not of truth, and it's sending you out of whack. And the point of this video is so that you can stop healing and looping. Most people will go back into that, and this is where I'm kind of pulling you out to say, hey, listen, you're different. You're intelligent. You're intuitive, you're logical, you're analytical, and I don't know, you're just in this confusion of this paradox of going, hold on a second, I'm very logical and analytical and very scientific based, but then I'm also very intuitive and sensitive, and I believe in woo-woo stuff. And how do we really synthesize the two? How do we become into this wholeness of going, what the heck is going on? When you're in these environments with people and you start to, look at yourself, you need to go, hold on a second. This is what my body was designed to do. It was designed to pick up on patterns and things like that. But then you're going to kind of hijack it and go, but is there something else beyond this, that there's a message here for me? Because most people are getting confused between intuition and their trauma responses. And I've done another video on that where I go to tell you that this intuition is something that is telling you about what I'm going into today. Whereas your response of what, is out there in that information, it's going to tell you to keep looping and keep going around. And this is where I need you to draw the line of going, the way that you were built. Your brain was designed to kind of pick up on patterns. So you notice behaviors, body language, eye contact, like you notice all of that and those differences. When you feel a trigger in that doesn't necessarily say that you need more healing to do. It's saying that this is the way that you are built and that your intuition is something different. So in this little box, we have this feeling of like alarm bells trigger. I need you to question, have I looked at that before? Have I transmuted it and taken the understanding and the wisdom and embodied that? Now I'm thinking and moving and reacting from it. Because if you are, you'll be reacting from a different space other than your trauma. And if the answer is like, yeah, I've looked at that, I've dealt with that. And so why do I still have anxiety, Monique? Well, this is where I want to tell you that this is where the energies behind it is really starting to infiltrate your energy field. And if you allow it, if you buy into that old method of like, I need to heal, when you've already done the healing, you're going to end up in that loop and you're going to end up disconnected from yourself. Hello, anxiety, because you've disconnected from yourself. You're so far from home and that you're not in your own sovereign body. You need to come back in. We don't need to do this regulation work if we're in an unsafe environment. If somebody is around someone or something that is really unsafe, the last thing I'm going to tell them is just breathe. Honey, I'm going to tell you to run. Run, get away from the danger. Now, this is very, very similar in this loop of healing that people are doing, is they keep blaming themselves and looking at themselves and healing when really the answer is run, get away from that person, get away from that energy, get away from that environment and start to build your life of sovereign nature, of purity, of this heart-led energy. And from that moment, your anxiety is going to disappear because you're going to pull back in your power. And the moment that you pull back in your power, these energies, these parasitic energies that are going to infiltrate your brain and your mind and make you think and feel different from who you truly are, when that happens, you're going to be so disconnected from yourself that when you start to pull back in this power, it starts to go, oh my God, she's awakening. She is remembering. Now, I'm not saying that you're not awake. Of course you are, but you first awaken and then you fully wake up. So when you pull all of this in and you realize that this dimension is a trap, you start to fully wake up and you go, holy shit, I've been trying to heal myself when really I needed to get out of there. I've been trying to heal myself when I already did it. And that's the loop. That's the trap. I've been trying to heal myself because somebody said that it was me and my trauma. Honey, your trauma, once you've healed it, becomes your teacher. You're not going to forget about that. And I'd hope to God that you don't forget about that version of you because she is there to keep you safe. She is there to guide you forward, to let you know when you come in contact with that energy again. It doesn't mean that you need to go back. It just signals like, holy crap, I know this energy because that energy did this to me. That energy did that to me. It's not to say, oh, you don't trust anyone, so you've got trust issues. No, I can trust trustworthy people. Yeah, so you mustn't be. Great chat. I'm out of here. Bye. But you're going to start to work all of this out that this loop is a trap and you are something different, my girl, because you need to move forward. You need to exit from that person, that thing, because either they're connected into the false light or you're disconnecting from yourself thinking that you're doing the right thing and it is negatively impacting where you need to go. So this is where I want you to feel understood. You, when you're in an environment, your body is feeling exactly what it needs to feel. But if you've dealt to the problem, the issue, the trauma, and you've healed it and you've neutralized it, then honey, you are in fact feeling into this parasitic energy that is infiltrating the planet right now. And it is trying to stop me from everything that it's got. And this is very, very new, important information. Is not a lot of people are sharing this message at the moment because A, they don't have it. And B, I don't think they believe it because they're still so stuck in the old mechanism, in the old world, in the old program. We don't operate with that program anymore. There is a whole new program of abundance, of sovereignty, where we know exactly who we are. We know that our human is going through this phase of this incarnation where it's here to learn and to neutralize and to release all of this karma. We understand that. But when you fully awaken, right, past the awakening, you fully wake up. You understand that, oh my God, I am now going through this as a human and I'm feeling and I'm recognizing these behaviors, but that's not my intuition. The intuition is telling you what is going on beyond the illusion, that within this like deception, you need to understand that what you're feeling is of truth. This anxiety is telling you there is something going on beyond what you're looking at. It is not this, it's that. And so if you keep looking at this, you're going to keep healing and keep regulating and keep doing all these things. And your anxiety is like, oh my God, I'm going to tell you something. If you are trying to, cure something like, any emotion or feeling or sensation or illness, well, logic tells me that if it's not changing, it means that you're not using the right method. Okay. So if you're using an antihistamine for a migraine, it's not going to work. It's not to say that the antihistamine doesn't work. Of course it does. It just means that you're not using it correctly. You're using it for a goddamn migraine, right? So this is what I'm saying to you today is that it's not that healing and regulation work doesn't work for anxiety. I'm just saying that regulation work is for exactly that, regulating. And healing is exactly that. It's for transmuting and embodying and understanding all of that so that you can begin to be sovereign in your own power and to lead and think and react from that space. But when we are trying to deal to anxiety, that it's telling us something else is going out here of this parasitic energy that's trying to infiltrate our own mind to make us think different and feel different, to skew us so that we're so separated from ourselves, then no matter what you use over here, it just is not going to work. So if you still have this bearing energy that's like firing and you're doing all of the work, it's just suggesting, honey, that you're using the wrong method or tool. And I can help you with that, because now you know that, holy shit, Monique, I think I'm really waking up, and this is scary because I'm really normal. Baby, I was too. I was so normal. I was just living my everyday life. I was so logical and I was so passionate about this life and healing and humanitarian. And then all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit, I don't think that this life is what it is. And from there, it just started to snowball. And then it was like, now share this information. And I was like, I can't share that information. I am going to be so attacked and slandered on this. This is social suicide. And here we are, and I'm having to share. And now I get it. I get it so much that I can see and feel so much beyond this illusion, and I decode that. And because I'm so normal some days, maybe only Mondays, I don't know, that I can really understand what humans are really going through, is because I went through it. But I understand that there is a loop. This dimension is a loop. And if you allow these people and things to trap you, it definitely will trap you. But all I want you to think about is, are you using the wrong tool and method for the thing that you actually need? Like the histamine for the migraine, it's just not going to work. And I need you to understand that maybe you are truly, awakening, and that you are someone special and here for a mission, because most people are going to tell you that, oh, you think you're special? That's so egoic. You think you're the chosen one? Oh gosh, that's so egoic. And that went through this filtration system too, where people didn't want to say that they were chosen because everyone was like, oh, that's so egoic. Honey, I'm going to tell it to you. You were chosen. You chose yourself, but you were chosen for this. You were chosen to speak up. You were chosen for something so greater. Like, your DNA is not the generic DNA. Your DNA has so many memories of coming to this planet. It has so many memories of your telepathy. It has so many memories of you out in different galaxies. And if this is too much for you, I'm going to stop right now. But your DNA has so much in there, and it is unlocking right now. And as it's unlocking, I get it. It's really, really traumatic sometimes, because you're in this moment right now where you're like, I have so much anxiety and I feel sad when I leave events. Like, why? What is going on? And it's because of what I'm talking about, is that you're feeling something so beyond that your brain doesn't understand yet. Your brain is like, no, I need to heal. It only knows the program that it's been told, which is, I need to keep healing. Honey, you're feeling something else. So I just want you to remember that. So when you're in this environment again, I need you to ask, is this mine? Have I dealt to it? So if it's like, no, this is not mine, I've already dealt to this is them. Okay, that's fine. We don't need to do anything with that right now. We just need to look at what is the message going beyond that? What do I need to know? And if you need to help that person, only do so if they ask, because I've just got this thing around that, is that people get really, really annoyed when you tell them something, or if you're trying to help them and they don't want the help, they get really, really defensive. So don't do that to yourself, because I've done that and that was really terrible. So what we're going to do is we're going to know that you are someone really, really special, and that you have exited like this healing world, and you've now entered into this sovereign world where there's this new template and this, abundance program going on, and you're entering into it. And so your soul is just sending you this anxiety to be like, hey, you're in the old world, you need to enter into the new one. So I'm hoping that I can help you with that. So join me next week where we really go over what is going on in this world, in this consciousness, that this parasitic energy is coming in and it's really hindering your thoughts and your emotions. You need to know and understand all of that as well. Know that you're not crazy. Know that what you're feeling is so real for your experience, but there is other information there, and you have it yourself. This proof is in the pudding, is that you've been trying and trying and trying and nothing is changing, meaning that you are using the wrong method or tool, or you're wired with the wrong program or belief. And if that is the case, my honey, I can help you. I'll leave the links below if you want to come and either join my workshop that's going to propel you and quantum leap you into somewhere that you need to go, or if you need to unlock another version of you and shift those beliefs. So I'll leave the 2 programs below, and honestly, you're going to change your whole entire life in the way that I did. I'm here to help you be so embodied with your power so that you can be who you were always meant to be and create what you were always meant to create. So I'll see you next week where we start to deep dive into the other world. Bye.